can stream now here, so if we ever wanted to go live, we could just like have the
Absolutely not. Oh my god.
Why are you so against the idea of having the podcast go live?
Well, one, no one would watch.
But the episode would still be up. And hey, our last episode did really good.
It did.
We're going to talk about that.
That's wild that it did so well.
I just got a text from someone that just says, James thinks you hate him. I don't know who James is. Oh, is it James Harris?
Do you know any Jimmies? Could be.
No, but I know James Harris. I think it might be
just
James
be more
Harris.
Informal with you. I'm glad this is on the recording, by the way. I'm glad that you're just doxing people who you hate.
I don't. I love James Harris. He's one of my
this is why we can't
people
go
in the
live.
robotics
sphere. This is why we can't go live. Exactly, Jamie. Joe's texting.
1 second. Yeah, I have to clarify this right now that I do not hate this person.
I don't think you need to. Do you have red notifications on? Because if you don't,
I do have red notifications. It's on Facebook Messenger. So. Okay. All right. It is time. Here we go. Jamie, Noah, you know what's really, really special about today's episode?
What?
No.
It is the first time since May 2023 that we're all here together for an episode.
Really?
It
No.
is. Because there was
Really
supposed to be one in May 2024, but remember what happened there, Noah.
No, we don't.
Mhm,
We've scrubbed it from our memories.
Oh, have you? Yeah. Have you even watched Table 19 yet?
No, God, no. Why would I watch it?
Because it's actually great. It's such a good movie.
Who's in it? I did no research on it before.
Anna Kendrick, Lisa Kudrow, Craig Robinson, Stephen Merchant.
What about Tim Robinson?
Tim Robinson is not in Table 19.
Well, then I'm not watching it, Joe. I'm not watching it.
Okay, actually, no. One thing I need to ask, I didn't even plan for this part to be in the intro, but I actually need to ask you about this because for the last, 3 years, every year when we talk about the Oscars, you're like, they should get Tim Robinson to host the Oscars.
Absolutely, they should.
But this year, not only did they pick a great host, they picked your favorite late night host.
Yes, I was. If this conversation was going to happen in the episode, yes, Conan is a fantastic choice. Conan is.
Yeah,
I would hazard a guess and say the only funny late show host, or the only consistently funny late show.
I think Seth Meyers gets better with age, and John Oliver, obviously.
John Oliver's different. He does video essays.
Conan's the only funny one. That's what I'm sticking with. I think he's the only funny one.
I'm with you, because even Colbert isn't that funny anymore.
Colbert fell off hard. Yeah, I was watching, leading up to the election, I was watching some Colbert stuff, and I was like, I can't. And Jon Stewart is still great. He's only on once a week, but I still think he's great.
Jon Stewart flip-flops too much.
Anyways, guys, for the first time in a long time, we're all together.
That's crazy.
That is genuinely wild.
And ever since we haven't the last time we were together, we had a really, really great episode. Then we had some okay episodes, but then we had an episode that not only blew up and became our best episode of that we've ever done. In terms of our average number of listens, 6 times. In terms of our best episode ever, doubled. But it did that in less than 48 hours, and it is still continuing today to get more and more listens and views. It's kind of crazy. We'll go through it a bit more as we get in. But I think we need to ask ourselves, are we the problem with 21st century cinema?
Well, maybe I am. I was the one that wasn't in it. So I guess you were sign to resign.
You were in the second best episode, though, the one that was the last one with all 3 of us in May. Okay, that one is our second. That one did really, really well.
Maybe we just need to hand this over to Mike and Adam.
If I were to be honest, the worst performing episode was the episode that Noah and I did.
Oh, okay.
The one about the Golden Globes? The Golden Globes we did last year?
Problem.
Yeah, that was my next point. Is that I'm the only common denominator here. Am I the problem? Do I actually need to shut up? Is that what needs to happen?
I think so, Joe.
No, I appreciate your brutal honesty and not even hesitating to think about it for a second or be like, well.
No. You're the problem.
Okay, I'm the problem. But just to just to put it right out there and go over where we are with just that last episode, it has done just on YouTube alone 450 views, which doesn't sound like a lot, I know, when we talk about it like that. But for us, like we usually average 100 to 150 listens lifetime. That's just on you, and that's across like YouTube, streaming, everything. That's just on YouTube. It's at 450, and it's done a heck of a lot on streaming as well. I think it's over 600 now, which once again doesn't sound like a lot, but for our little podcast, that is, we do this for fun, guys. We don't make any money. Noah pays us $1.25 a month on Patreon, and that's it.
I sure do.
Mm-hmm. You sure do.
That's you know what? I think YouTube's algorithm has changed too. Because I've been getting a lot of random like recommendations of like video game streamers like doing lives with like 2 viewers, and for some reason it's popping up in my recommendeds. So I don't know what's happening, but it's benefiting us.
Yeah. It is.
That's great.
I randomly got like this like really like low watch, and I think a lot of people got it because it's now like kind of blown up a little bit, but it was like this kind of like a creepypasta video essay thing of like Fallout New Vegas, Noah, and it was like actually like really I was like really glued in. I'm like, this is interesting.
Yeah, I've started to watch Jacob Geller, which is I love me a 90-minute video essay. It's the white guy in me.
Okay. I don't know who this is, but I have also started watching video essays myself. And I feel like, Jamie, I feel like you've been watching video essays for like a while.
Me? Yeah, I've always watched them. Like, yeah. But yeah, lately my YouTube algorithm, I like have been listening to podcasts, random podcasts the past few months. And it's been like, there'll be a podcast with like 3 listeners, like a video. And I'm like, okay, I'll listen to this. Then it feels weird because I feel like I'm just eavesdropping in a restaurant. Like I'm just hearing 2 friends talk to each other and they don't really have an audience. I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know. And like consistently too. It doesn't matter what I'm watching, but yeah. I mean, hey, listen. If I can start being reimbursed for that $1.15 or whatever, I'll take it.
That money goes to allowing us to host this podcast. I want you to know, and I pay the other $15 that it is.
Well, I'm pitching in, so
you're doing more than Jamie's.
Hey, I said at the bot that, do we know those listens?
That's true.
I'm joking.
I know you. I feel like you don't know how to set up a bot. Because I don't know how to set up a bot, and I feel like Noah also. I feel like between the 3 of us, we couldn't figure out how to set up a bot.
What the hell? I was gonna minor in computer science.
That is true, and your sister did minor in computer science.
Yeah.
So
you're just a hater, I guess.
I guess I am. Anyways, Noah, you want to roll it?
Yeah, let's roll the intro. We're nice and chill today.
Okay, we're chill.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to 21st Century Cinema. It's the chill podcast about film and the film industry. Noah and Jamie, how uncomfortable does this intro make you feel right now?
You look like or sound like, I guess, like you got, like failed your audition for NPR, but are still holding on to hope.
I was kind of to try and go for the guy. Have you guys seen Parks and Rec? The journalist, not the one that Nick Kroll plays, but the other guy, the bald guy, and he just like he talks like this. No, nobody knows.
I don't know about that.
I'm currently rewatching Parks and Rec.
I've seen like an odd episode of it, but
it's good. It's on Prime.
Yeah, I'm watching Sopranos now.
Oh, I love The Sopranos.
Yeah, we're like.
Have you seen it before, Noah?
No, first time. We're like 6 episodes in.
Do you know how it ends?
I know physically how it ends. I don't know how the story ends, but I know it's a cut to black.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The infamous ending of Sopranos. I was gonna say. Yeah. I want to find someone because, like, everybody knows how that show's end, and then they go to watch it.
I don't think Riley does.
And when I watched it, I was so like. What the hell?
Can you record Riley's reaction, please? Because I need to see someone. Because Sopranos came out like when I was young, and then I watched it, so like I knew the ending. Like I want to see someone experience that because I've only heard people recount experiencing it. I want to see someone. So no, when you get to the finale, please record Riley's. Like as soon as you start hearing Journey start playing, just press record on your phone. I need to see someone's reaction to the ending of Sopranos.
I just immediately started Googling like, what the hell just happened? Like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were making a prequel. I don't know if anything ever happened if it had came out, but they were making a prequel.
I think I saw that as well. I feel like I saw a trailer semi-recently or like a teaser. So I think is being made.
Yeah, I mean, do we need it? Maybe we do.
We've had this conversation many times on the show. We don't need it.
And typically, like, there's of unneeded prequels. Some of them can work out. House of the Dragon's fantastic. At least I think so.
Yeah.
And I know some people are on it, but I've been enjoying it. And I'm excited for the new Game of Thrones prequel. But every time they announce one, I'm like, we don't need that. Just let it end. Let it end. But they prove me wrong every time, so maybe. And Better Call Saul, which is like prequel.
Yeah,
and sequel.
True.
So, and it's people love Better Call Saul. I've seen a few episodes of Better Call Saul, and I've enjoyed it.
Maybe TV prequels are where it's at, because now, while it's probably not, this a collection of people's forte, Young Sheldon.
I was about to say, what about Young Sheldon?
It just
I haven't watched it, but like I've heard that it's like compared to The Big Bang Theory, it's like far superior, and like it's actually like a decent show. My grandmother is obsessed with it; she loves it.
A lot of my middle-aged coworkers either watched, ex-coworkers watched, or current coworkers watch it. So,
yeah, no, I know. Noah, you obviously know my grandmother. Yeah, she's always like, "You put the Young Sheldon on." She loves Young Sheldon. Alrighty. Well, hi guys. As we said at the top, it's been a while since we've all been here. We were all together in the same room in May, as we've talked about before. But we haven't actually had the two of you together, so I can actually ask the two of you this now together, because I was obviously very busy, very stressed that week. Lots of things going on. Did you two converse at all during that week? I never once saw the two of you talk.
A little bit. A bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did chat a bit, but
like, Noah is like, weekend. I know, but like Noah's coming in here for like a long weekend. You were there for like what, 5 days, Noah? I think in the end.
Yeah, I think it was 5 days.
Yeah. Noah's coming in here. The only person besides myself and Katie, and you had met Alexa once before, was
and Cosm.
Oh, and yeah, I forgot you had met Kaz. Yeah. But you knew Jamie probably like the most, or like spoken to Jamie the most. And I'm like, I don't think I saw them talk once the entire week.
Well, it's just the way everything shook out, right?
Oh yeah, no, it was busy and everything. Yeah, I feel like you guys were only like, you guys were only in like the vicinity when we were all like in a group together, and like, that was usually at Jamie's house, and then Jamie, as the maid of honor of the wedding, is like helping with a bunch of things, and no. I'm not saying you guys hated each other. I was just reflecting on it, and I was like, I don't think they spoke.
Yeah, no, we did speak. We definitely spoke.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good to be here. It's been a crazy little bit of time for us, guys. We've been on a semi-hiatus where we've just done quarterly episodes of the show because we've been so busy and scattered across 3 different time zones. For example, right now, it is currently the early morning for me, where I would have breakfast. It is noon hour for Jamie, and for Noah, it's getting into the mid-afternoon. So we're all completely like messed up right here. Also, this is really random, but I have the realization, Noah, that if I do end up coming in July out there, if we come out for that conference that Katie has, and I do end up seeing you in July, that's an 8-hour flight for me compared to when it was just a 3-hour flight from Ontario, and I'm mad about that.
It's a long flight, and you are going to be hella jet lagged.
That was my flight to Italy. My flight to Italy was 8 hours.
Yeah.
And no offense, Newfoundland is not Italy, Noah.
I was going to say, but on the bright side. Well, there is no bright side. It's never bright here. It's always gray.
I'm coming in the end of July, though. Like, it's got to be sunny then, right?
Actually,
we've come in July last time.
We've had some sunny Julys in August lately. It's been too warm for me.
Yeah, I heard you guys got a lot of rain this week.
We've had a lot of rain since like mid-October. It's been November was all gray. It was all
which
fog.
is weird because usually by like the second
All
week of
fog.
November, you guys have had your first 30-centimeter snowfall.
No, see that's a misconception. We don't get
That
a lot
literally
of
happened
snow.
when we were in journalism together, Noah.
No, that was later. It was the second term when Snowmageddon happened.
Was it?
Yeah, it
I
was.
have this
It was,
very vivid memory of it being in November, but okay, I will take your word.
I think
I
it was
will concede.
January, but basically the way it goes is our winters are technically more mild. So because we're right on the coast, and water, and if you did the water, or like
Yeah, we have the same
World
thing here. We don't get a
Geo,
lot of
yeah.
snow.
So what ends up happening is we have warmer, wet winters. So we get a lot of mixed precipitation, and that carries from like November to December. It's usually green. You may get some snow for Christmas, but it's mostly green. Even January can kind of be a coin flip. February, March are the two worst months. We always have a storm on Valentine's Day. Always.
Every new listener we got from the B movie episode is tuned out because we just spoke about the weather.
Should we get started then, or
yeah?
That was my segue. Let's talk about the
okay.
B movie episode, guys. So we did our last episode. We had longtime returning Adam Van Nest came back onto the show and brought with him Mike Pollock, someone who Noah has mentioned many times on the show having on. We brought them on for to talk about B movies, and it was our best episode we've ever done, as I'd already mentioned. It was also a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that episode. And when that episode blew up that weekend that it launched, I called each of you individually, and I called Jamie, and we talked for like 40 minutes just about like the podcast and how much like we miss doing the podcast and wanting to do it in person again and everything, and like get back into a regular flow when I move back home next year. And I talked to Noah. You also echoed the same sentiments and like how we all enjoy the podcast a lot, and how it was very, I feel like it was very cool and very rewarding for us. Just after all these years to have something, even once again, it wasn't a major hit, but it felt very good to see those numbers and just see that happening and see people enjoying something that we put out that we also had a lot of fun making. Because sometimes we do an episode and we're like, that one was just okay. Like, I still stand by our Golden Globes episode though. Like the first one is one of the best. I had so much fun doing that episode.
What movie won the drama, the best drama Globe that year?
What movie won the best drama at that year? I'd have to take a look to figure that out. You'd have to let me do some research in the background. But so while I'm doing that, Noah, why don't you talk about your experience on the B movie episode?
Oh, it was great. I had a lot of fun. I think it was really good. I'm glad we were all in agreement on every single movie, and there was no dissenting opinion at all. That was really fun. Of course, I say that because Joe hated the movie we all liked, but I'm not going to tell you what that is because you got to go watch that episode. You probably already have. It's probably the only episode you've ever seen if our numbers tell us anything. But yeah. B movies are just fun to talk about as well. I think that's part of it because the whole sort of how it shakes out is they always end up being, for the most part, they're fun movies to watch, whether or not they're good movies. Lots of time they're fun movies.
To answer your question, it was Nomadland.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's a good winner.
It was not Pia Zadora.
Of course not.
I
don't know if she's still alive.
She's still alive. I was rewatching Gilmore Girls right before I started my rewatch of Parks and Rec, and they have a Pia Zadora joke in there that I had never caught before, and I just immediately bursted out laughing, thinking of Noah.
Yeah, Pia Zadora is still alive. She's 70. Good for you, Pia.
Think she's gonna make a comeback?
I mean, did she ever go away? Let's check her IMDb.
Golden Globe winner, Pia Zadora.
Golden Globe winner. She hasn't done anything since 2020 when she did a music video.
That has literally not changed since every year we have read her IMDb.
Well, apparently she took 20 years off because in 1999 she was on an episode of Frasier.
We need to find that episode of Frasier. That's the live episode. The live episode is us reacting to that episode of Frasier.
It's only her voice, though. She plays the voice of Jill.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad she got that work.
There you go.
I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
But let's let's take a look back, guys, at not Pia Zadora, but at 2024. This was an interesting year for movies, and I'm going to say something that might be controversial that I don't think any of you have probably heard before from me, but I'm going to say it. Guys, I enjoyed majority of the films I saw this year.
This year was a really good year for movies, I feel.
Great year. Great fucking year.
You know, what's interesting is I feel like, I have no stats or anything, but I feel like I saw less movies this year. I saw a lot in 2023, I think. I feel like I saw less this year, but I'm kind of at the point where, for the most part, I don't go to movies I'm not really going to enjoy. There's some that'll disappoint me, but, you know, for the most part, yeah. So most of what I watched, I enjoyed because I watched things I enjoy.
You're breaking my heart by not going to movie theaters more.
I went to the theaters like 25 times this year.
I think Jamie's technically been to the theater more times than me by just a few, because I believe I have got like just 20 plus films on my my letterbox this year, which I'm currently pulling up so I can go through all of my movies. Yeah, no, like, yeah, it's a good time to go to theaters. Also, just really strangely here, I want to point out, I did not expect this to happen, but I went to the theater to see Conclave about 2 weeks ago, which I absolutely loved, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But I went to go and see Conclave, and Conclave has been out for a little bit, but what opened that weekend was a little movie called Wicked.
Yeah.
Guys, my theater was packed and overflowing for every single show of Wicked that weekend.
There is
so much so that we were so intrigued. We went to see Wicked the next day. We went back the next day to see Wicked because we were so intrigued by this.
And I've heard that it's pretty good.
I think it's okay and overrated, but we can talk about that.
Yeah, I've heard half hour too long.
It's too long. It's too long. It's only a first part, so it's going to be double this length, which is just unnecessary. And a good portion of the sound mixing, I don't think is great on Ariana's voice. Besides that, though, it's fine. It's a good adaptation.
I've heard the real highlight is Cynthia Erivo
she is fantastic,
and Ariana Grande's performance.
Yeah, no, they're both. Everyone in that movie is like hitting like their notes as an actor. Like, I don't think there's a bad performance in that film, which is great. Even Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum fits very well to the Wizard.
There's never any bad Jeff Goldblum.
There isn't. Jurassic Park 2.
Well, fair. One of the things that I have heard, once again, I haven't seen it, is that, and this is what I like from my movie musicals, is go big with it. Big visuals, big dance numbers. Go big. You can do more than one take. Just go big with it. And I think, did this movie come out? I think it came out last year. Mean Girls. When did Mean Girls come out? I saw that.
The beginning of this year. Came up in January of this year.
Which I know a lot of people hate that musical, the stage version. I think it's pretty good.
I love the stage version. I hated the movie.
The movie was brutal.
Awful.
It was
God awful. But I love the stage. I saw the stage version live at Mirvish, which is Toronto's Broadway, I guess you can say, this past summer when I was home.
Yeah, it is technically Toronto's Broadway.
Toronto's Broadway, the Mirvish.
But brutal, which that's one of the biggest faults of that movie is they did nothing interesting with it. So I'm glad Wicked decided to do that. I mean, is it who's the director? John Cho?
John M. Chu or Cho. It's I'm not sure if it's Chu or Cho, but yeah. And
he directed In the Heights. Which once again, those had like some big dance numbers, which is nice. I like that in a movie musical.
I do think Wicked is probably the best, like, from stage to screen adaptation of a musical since Chicago. Chicago is still a better adaptation, I believe, but I think in terms of caliber and making that adaptation, I think it's the best one since Chicago.
Yeah,
have you seen Chicago though?
Yeah, I've seen Chicago.
Have you seen Chicago on stage?
No, I've never.
I saw it on stage last winter. Oh my gosh, fan-fucking-tastic. So good.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe. What you were talking about the Conclave before we went on?
Conclave. Yeah, let's talk about Conclave. Conclave, guys. So, anybody here not familiar with what Conclave is?
I know, kind of. I haven't seen it.
It stars Ralph Fiennes, who I believe is a fantastic actor. I believe he was robbed for not even being nominated for Grand Budapest Hotel as Best Actor, which won Best Picture that year.
Did it win Best Picture that year?
Yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel won Best Picture, and it deserved it. It was fantastic. I love Grand Budapest.
Absolutely, but I didn't think it had won.
I'm like 95% sure it won.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Go ahead, fact
Oscar.
check me right now. But I'm
I will.
95%
I'm
sure
doing
won.
it, Joe. I
Mhm.
thought that was maybe it did win Best Picture. What year was that? 2015.
Okay.
I'm going. I'm doing it. Best Picture winner, sorted by every year. Nope. That's what I thought. Spotlight.
Spotlight. Okay, yeah, Spotlight won. Why did I
Also
think
great
Grand
movie.
Budapest won?
It was nominated.
No, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was nominated. Okay. Anyways, point being, Grand Budapest is nominated as one of the best pictures. Ralph Fiennes doesn't get a Best Actor nom when I really think he deserved it. He's so good in that film. He's really great. Anyways, so I will see anything Ralph Fiennes does, whether he is Voldemort or whether he is a cardinal in the Catholic Church, which I didn't expect really to like this movie too much. I was really going to see it for Ralph Fiennes. One of my top movies of the year, guys.
Wow.
Absolutely fantastic. Amazing performances by all. Stanley Tucci is fantastic in this. John Lithgow is fantastic in this. Ralph Fiennes is stunning. Like there is a twist at the end that is just like, I thought I saw coming and was predictable, but it was not what I thought at all. And it was like, oh shit, that's pretty good. And there was a moment, Jamie, I feel like you'll appreciate this because you also grew up Roman Catholic. I don't think you did, Noah, correct? You did not grow up Roman Catholic.
Sure didn't.
No. So but you might think this is funny just on an outside perspective. So there's a moment in the movie where two cardinals are arguing back and forth with each other. And one of them calls the other Judas.
Oh.
The entire theater just went, ooh. Like it was the greatest insult ever muttered. And we had a pretty full theater. Everybody. Like it was pretty insane. I had the most Roman Catholic audience watching this film. But
well, I mean, anyone who's Christian knows that. And I feel like that's such a common, Yeah,
but anyways, just like calls him Judas, and it was like insane. But anyways, this movie is absolutely amazing. I recommend that everybody see it. It's currently tied, and I'm trying to decide which one I liked more between this and The Apprentice for my top film of the year. So far, there's still a few things I still need to see. Like I still need to see Anora, and my most anticipated film isn't out yet until Christmas Day.
Nosferatu.
I cannot wait.
It's not Nosferatu, guys.
What? What is it then?
That's gonna come up later when we get to our game later. So I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna give you the answer, but start thinking about what other movie.
I
well,
think
you're wrong
have.
if that's not your most anticipated movie then.
If you know who I am, there's a reason why this is my most anticipated film. Noah might
have
figure it out.
Guess.
Noah might
I don't know if this directly applies to you. Can I guess now or no?
Sure, go ahead.
Is it The Brutalist?
No, it's not The Brutalist.
Oh, okay.
Man, you two might not even be aware that this movie's coming out. Okay, this is going to be interesting. We'll get to this later.
About Nosferatu, because it's a movie of this year, but we don't have time to watch it. Like it's not out yet.
Yeah. No. I am going to go see it. I am excited for that. I want to clarify. I'm not dissing Nosferatu. It's just not my most anticipated film of the year that I have been waiting years for.
Have you guys seen the original?
I have not.
No, but you told me that you watched it. We spoke about this a few months ago.
It was actually amazing. I really liked it. Maybe silent films are going to be my new thing, but I watched it in a theater, and they had it synced to two Radiohead albums.
Oh, that sounds wicked.
That sounds
amazing.
Cool.
It was so good. But I really like that like gothic imagery that was in it, so I'm excited for that
If you like that, my favorite silent film, and this is going to sound like a cop-out, I have only seen a handful of silent films, so I probably of course that's the one you're picking, but whatever. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah. Afterwards,
the first movie to have a plot twist, fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm a big Robert Eggers fan, and I mean, you kind of gotta respect someone who releases 3 movies and all of them are just fantastic. I'm so excited for Nosferatu. He says he's gonna make vampires scary and sexy. I can't wait. Willem Dafoe is in it.
Noah is gonna be simping harder for Willem Dafoe than he ever has, and I'm pretty sure Noah saw The Lighthouse.
I did see The Lighthouse. Here's a point about The Lighthouse. I don't know if I've ever brought up on the podcast, but I bring it up in public a lot. A lot of people talk about how great The Lighthouse is, how well written and stuff. It's also really funny. I think that's a part that people downplay a lot. Them going crazy and just beating each other up the whole night is genuinely hilarious. but yes, I'm very excited for Nosferatu. It's probably going to be the best movie of the year. It's definitely. I've got a couple other ones that we might talk about, but I have forgotten what's been released this year as well. So.
Well, let me go through some highlights of mine here, and we can talk about if you guys have seen them. So yeah, so as I also mentioned, I loved The Apprentice. I don't think either of you saw that. That is the movie where Sebastian Stan plays Donald Trump. And I have some thoughts. Number one is I think this movie is absolutely fantastic because it tells a story, does it really well. Sebastian Stan completely transforms himself. He becomes Donald Trump. It is scary. And why I think this movie is so great is because at the end of this movie, you are left sick and horrified. Even more of this man than you could have ever been from the last 8 years. You are it is insane the way this movie makes you feel. And I always keep saying movies should make us feel something, and a movie hasn't made me feel like that in such a long time. It really, really resonated. The performances are just absolutely stellar. Yeah. The Apprentice, one of the best I saw this year. But I also think too, because Sebastian Stan talked about this already, nobody would do actors on actors with him this year, so he couldn't do it because nobody wanted to be paired with the guy doing the Donald Trump movie, and that's why I think it's not going to get any recognition at the Oscars because they're not going to want to honor the Donald Trump movie, even though I think it should be because it brings to light a lot of issues, wrongdoings. It doesn't humanize or make Trump a good guy at all. But people are taking a step back away from this, which I think personally is ridiculous. I understand it, but I also think it's ridiculous. However, I'm hoping because the Golden Globes always likes to just have the balls for the most absurd things. The Golden Globes have the fucking balls to nominate The Apprentice, please. Fucking do it.
Wait, Sebastian Stan was in another movie that I didn't see this year, but I saw lots of
heard it was
good.
Yeah, I heard that one was also extremely, extremely good. And that one got a smaller release than The Apprentice. So the fact that a lot of people saw it and talked about it, I thought was awesome. It never came near me, so I wasn't able to see it. But I did hear, same thing as you, Jamie, that it's apparently phenomenal.
Yeah, I didn't watch The Apprentice, but I saw some clips and stuff from it. And Sebastian Stan transforms. But what's crazy to me, the Jeremy Strong playing Roy Cohn, he just becomes him. He's got this pathetic body posture. His head is sticking out forward the whole time.
Yeah. No, it's really, really well done. Noah, did you see or hear anything about The Apprentice?
Sure didn't. No, I didn't. I had heard about when it was coming out, but I haven't seen it. I do like Jeremy Strong, though. I very much enjoyed Succession. So I believe that he can be pathetic convincingly. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I would recommend putting it on your list.
Cool. All right. No, I shall.
I also saw We Live in Time, which was Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. It's very good. It's a very concisely told story. It's very good. It's sweet. It's heartwarming. I think both of them are really great and fantastic. I don't think this is what's going to nab Andrew his Oscar or his Oscar nom because it's nowhere near the caliber of what he did in Tick, Tick, Boom. But Florence is really, really great in it. And I genuinely really, really enjoyed that film. That's another one on my list. I thought Challengers was overrated. I thought it was just fine.
I love Challengers.
Go ahead, Jamie. You can talk about it. I thought it was just fine.
Okay. I love Challengers. I think it did it did a really good job building up suspense and pressure's not the word I'm looking for, is it? Building up pressure between relationships, maybe the best I've ever seen it done in film. And then the release at the end was just perfect and how it was cut off right at the end. I don't know. I think it did a really good job about tension. That's the word I'm looking at. Building up tension. It built tension incredibly well between the three
thought a lot of the shots and the directing was very unique and very cool, especially when it's following the ball across the court. I enjoyed that. I did.
Yeah. And I think the performances were really amazing.
They were, they were all very good in there. Nice to see Mike Face doing something that isn't Dear Evan Hansen. So that was nice too.
Yeah. I feel like everyone who watched it also had a crush on the three main characters. So if you didn't like it, maybe that's why you're just missing the crush aspect.
Honestly, probably. Yeah, no, that's fair. I also saw that I really enjoyed two films here. The first one is A Real Pain, which is with Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin, and it's Jesse Eisenberg's directorial debut. It's really great, very powerful, very well written. Both are absolutely fantastic in it. I have one gripe with the movie. and it's with Jesse Eisenberg's directing. And it's not that I think Jesse Eisenberg is a bad director. I think he's a fine director and has a lot of potential. I think, though, he was very much trying to be like, look, I can be Wes Anderson too, guys. And it didn't really sit well. I was like, like, let Wes Anderson be Wes Anderson, like, do your own thing kind of a thing. Because I think he can do something very unique and very cool. And it just felt very like trying to replicate that, but while also trying to tell this extremely emotional, raw, and real story. And so I just felt they didn't blend well together. And he was trying to be like, hey, look, I can direct, but I can also write something really good. But it's a very good movie. I just think those two things didn't mesh well together for me. So I still gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Like, I thought it was really great. That's like my one gripe, which I think is more of a nitpick, honestly. But yeah, A Real Pain, very, very good. And then I also saw a movie. I saw it in theaters, but it's recently been bought by Amazon and went on Prime and has gotten a little bit bigger on that. It's a movie called My Old Ass. Have either of you seen or heard of this film?
I've been meaning to watch it for a few weeks now.
So
Aubrey Plaza, right?
So Aubrey Plaza is she's in it. So yeah, it's called My Old Ass, and it was filmed in Muskoka, Ontario, guys, and it takes place in Muskoka, Ontario. Noah, for you not knowing, Muskoka's like our cottage country.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, I don't know how much you know about Ontario.
My people are Algonquin, Joe.
That is true. That's fair. But yeah, so Muskoka, Ontario, it's filmed there and everything. And it's about a girl who gets really, really high one night trying shrooms. She's graduating high school, and it allows her to meet her future self, who kind of gives her, which is Aubrey Plaza, who gives her advice and kind of steers her on what she should do this summer going into school, and gives her very specific instructions about her life and what to do. And so it's this coming of age film with a very interesting and unique premise that has I'm going to say this, I'm just going to set it up like this, has the best use of a Justin Bieber song in a movie ever. And is just honestly a really, really great coming of age story. It's really heartfelt. It's really well done. The performances are fantastic. And it tells just like this very simple, straightforward story about family, growing up, love, loss. Like it's so good. And I really recommend it to everyone. I do think that if you see it and you think it's very good, but it's not one of your favorites of the year, that is fine. For me, it's a favorite because it's a coming of age film, and we all know I'm a sucker for them. So yeah, but overall, we both saw it, me and Katie, and we were both just like walked out of there like that was fantastic. And so I'm really happy to see that Prime picked it up and that a lot of people are watching it now, and a lot of positive comments I saw online about it. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, really recommend My Old Ass. Yep.
So that Jesse Eisenberg movie, I saw the trailer for it, and I thought it was not going to be good, so I didn't make an effort to watch it. It looked so incredibly cheesy from the trailer. Like, it looked so like a Hallmark movie from the trailer.
It's honestly, the dialogue in it is what I think what I appreciated the most out of it. It's very real. It's very, very real. And like, yeah. And like, I don't know, it just feels like people having like actual conversations. There's this scene. So the premise of the movie, they're on a tour in going through Poland because they're trying to reconnect with their grandmother's history. She was in an internment camp because she had recently passed away. And Kieran Culkin's character was very, very close with the grandmother and has kind of been suffering from her loss. And so just felt the need to reconnect. So they take this trip together, these two cousins. And so there's a scene where they all meet each other in the hotel lobby with the rest of the tour group. And they just are literally having this 5-minute scene where they're just all having an extremely casual, real conversation about their lives and why they're there. And it's just very natural and just very, very well done, both acting wise and the dialogue that is written. I was very, very impressed by that scene. It felt like kind of like how you said, Jamie, at the beginning, when you were like watching like small podcasts, like you're eavesdropping on a real conversation. That's what it felt like.
I have a bit of a side note about what I think. There's a piece of media that has done a real conversation the realest, and no one has ever come close, and it's funny who it is. Do you guys know Smiling Friends?
Absolutely, no. I know Smiling Friends.
It's an Adult Swim TV show. It's technically a 2024 film. It's a show, but yeah, and there's just one episode. So no, if you've seen it, the one where they go on vacation, they show up.
Oh yeah,
the airport.
My friends go to Brazil. Yeah, and the whole thing is in the airport.
They're just arguing about like you didn't book a hotel, and they're just all talking over each other the entire time. That's all the episode is. It's so funny. Good. It's so real.
It's so good. Joe, Smiling Friends is like, I know Adult Swim, adult animation is kind of like but Smiling Friends is so good. It's Zach Hadel, if that means
there's good adult animation out there. There is.
Yeah, there is.
We both very much enjoyed Has Been Hotel this year.
Yes, we did. It is probably one of my greatest shames. But no, I enjoyed it. I'm fine to tell people I enjoyed it.
I think the fandom is what's making it a shame. If the fandom wasn't so fandomy, it would just be like, yeah, that's a cool show to like.
See, that's the thing is I'm not in the fandom.
Exactly.
I'm a fan of the show.
Exactly. In the music.
And the music. I'm not showing up in Alistair Blackface to cons.
No.
I don't know anything about this show, but I was so taken aback that Joe, you openly said that you both enjoyed it because I've never seen it. All I know is that it's like
put the fandom, put the fandom
cringe
aside and watch it. It is worth your time. I think
it also perhaps suffers a bit from having the like Steven Universe adjacent art style of like Tumblr cringe adjacent stuff.
And don't get me wrong, it is Tumblr cringe. I just happen to be good with that.
That's fair. I enjoy some Tumblr cringe.
And I will say too, I also like Amir Talai, because you said Alistair. I'm just gonna bring this up. Amir Talai is the voice of Alistair, and I think he's absolutely great. He's just like played like small comedy roles and things like in a lot of shows that I've watched, like Modern Family. He's in an episode of Gilmore Girls. Like he just shows up randomly, and I really, really do like love Amir Talai. Followed him on Twitter for a while. But he's the voice of Alistair, and I really, really want to, because I'm going to Vancouver Comic Con. He's going to be there. I really just want to walk up to his booth and look at him and legitimately just look him in the eyes and say, "I love you." In Gilmore Girls, have you done anything recently? Just in front of his giant Alistair backdrop. I really want to do that. But that aside, though, no, like I think Has Been is really enjoyable, and the songs are just absolute bangers, especially like if you're a theater kid or like love musicals. Like they're a lot of fun and really well written. Also, quick rant here, just super quick. No one knows this about me. I've been a Crystal Boral fan for fucking years. Something Rotten. He is Shakespeare. He is Marvin in Falsettos, which is my favorite musical of all time. He was Snoopy on Broadway. Like he's on Smash. I've got a song from Smash with Christian Borle in it on my fucking Spotify Wrapped this year. I've been a Christian Borle fan for many, many years. And it really upsets me that now, like, to be a Christian Borle fan is just people associating with Has Been because he plays Vox and he has probably like the boppiest song on that soundtrack. And so like everyone's like now like at first I was like, this is cool. Everyone likes Christian Borle now, but now it's like, oh, people just like Christian Borle because of Has Been. I'm like, no, I like Christian Borle because fucking hell, he was fucking amazing in Falsettos. Sorry, that's just my Christian Borle rant where I want recognition for being an OG Christian Borle fan before it was cool within these spheres.
And I hope you get it.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry. Anyways, that was my Christian Borle rant. Last thing I want to talk about just on my movies right here is that I saw a film that I gave this is what I think this is my best written review of the year. And it's one sentence. So Noah, you don't have to listen to me rant here and rave. But this is the review, and I feel like you'll be able to do this one probably pretty easily, but see if you can match the review to the movie. The review very simply just reads, "Live from New York, it's mediocrity."
Oh, the Saturday Night Live movie.
Saturday Night.
Yeah.
It's just very okay. It's very mediocre.
Listen, from what I've heard, they make fun of Jim Henson, and I'm not down for that.
They do make a lot of fun of Jim Henson.
I feel like they don't make that much fun of him. It's more like the Dick characters make. It's not like they're like making him seem like a. They just have a lot of jokes that the other characters say about him. Something that confused me in that movie, I learned it's because another actor dropped out or something too late into filming. The character that played Jim Henson, or sorry, the actor, I'm forgetting his name. He was also in Succession. Wait. Anyways, he played two characters. And
yes,
as Jim Henson, he had a beard and the hair, and the other one he was very clean cut. But I thought for the beginning of the movie, I'm like, wait, is Jim Henson like an alter ego of this guy? Like, it wasn't until after the movie that I was like, oh, they were supposed to be two different characters. Because the other guy he was playing, I didn't know previous to this. Like, he's not saying this is Jim Henson or some of the other actors in it. So I did not know what was going on because I'm like, that is clearly the same guy playing two characters. What is going on? One of them has a thick accent and is clean shaven. Like,
yeah.
I did enjoy the movie though. I did enjoy what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
Yes, I've heard he's the best part.
Yeah, he was really good in that. As well as I'm forgetting the actor's name, but the one who played Oh my god, wait, who's the SNL guy? Lorne Michaels?
The lead guy playing
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels was very good.
I think he did a really good job. And some of
Dylan
the
O'Brien did good as Dan Aykroyd.
yeah, I was gonna say they did a really good job capturing like the essence of the original actors. That I was like, oh, that is
The
Dan
guy playing
Aykroyd.
Chevy
Or I was
Chase
like,
is
yeah, I was like,
phenomenal.
that literally looks like Chevy Chase and sounds
Yeah.
like him, like his mannerisms sound pat. So I think it had
Oh, I know, he's
really
got
good
it.
performances.
Mhm.
But also it'd be like, oh, we have 5 minutes left, and then there's like a 10-minute scene, and I'm like, okay, like what is the timeline here? What's going on? But yeah, I liked it, but I'm kind of with you that it was like,
Yeah,
not the best.
Yeah, I just thought it was very okay. I gave it 3 stars. Like, it's okay. It's fine. It's not a bad movie. It's just
Okay.
it was very much Oscar bait that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But over to you guys. I've talked a lot about what's on my list here. What are movies that you guys liked, loved, maybe hated this year? I have a bunch that I hated, but I'm trying to be positive right now. So I won't bring up Deadpool and Wolverine, If, Fly Me to the Moon, or The Fall Guy.
I have quite the list.
I just want to, Joe, I didn't hate The Fall Guy. Mainly because I went into it as a popcorn movie, and it was a popcorn movie, and that was fine.
No, do you know what my biggest problem with The Fall Guy is? You might know this. I don't know if I explained this or not, if I've said this before or not. My biggest problem with The Fall Guy is the scene when Ryan Gosling first shows up to set and Emily Blunt's there and she's talking about her script with like her script supervisor, and the script supervisor like talks about how like, oh, like the third act's a whole mess and everything and blah blah blah, and like so they're like, oh well, we'll just like drop a stunt and do like a big thing. That's the third act of this film. They just call out their lazy writing in the beginning and expect you to laugh about it and just think that's okay. No, sorry. Fuck that. Fuck that. You know your third act is a problem. Fix your third act, motherfucker.
Fair enough.
I have a recommendation that we return to movies we hated this year or didn't like at the end, because I feel like they might devolve into big conversations. Because there's one movie in specific that
I think it's on my list, the one that you want to talk about, Jamie, because it's on my list to talk about box office. So,
oh yeah,
is it? Let me just ask. We won't talk about it. Is it Megapolis?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. No, we're gonna.
There's another one. I have a lot of words to say about why it was not good, but
I literally did not see Megapolis because of how much Jamie didn't like it and told me how bad it was. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna see it.
That's fair. I didn't see it either.
I saw a lot of really good movies this year, like a lot that I would not be able to decide what my top 3 are, but I definitely know my favorite one, and it was The Substance.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. It was maybe the most intense body horror I had ever seen, however, which is a shame because I think like Katie would really like this movie if it wasn't for the fact that it's all body horror, but like the idea behind it is very
it's also actually, very like, this will shock you, Jamie. Sorry, she is begging me to go see Nosferatu, and I'm like, you want to go see it? And she's like, yeah. She's like,
she'll be fine for that.
Yeah, she's like, I don't think I want to see it, but I want to see it. And I'm like, okay, I guess we'll go see it.
Yeah, there were lots of like horror movie references in the film where I'm like, oh, some of this body horror is so John Carpenter or like Cronenberg, like lots of calls, The Thing, The Fly. And it was also like camp, very campy. Like the ending was so overdone. And the entire thing is very absurd. Like this clearly isn't the real world. I think I said to Katie that it has the same level of absurdity. Like it feels like it takes place in the same universe as the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat movie. Right? You know how like the houses are not quite real and like the clothes they're wearing are not quite real. It's like a, like a storybook version of it. It feels like that kind of level of absurdity.
I like that.
But yeah, it is a very also depressing and frustrating movie to watch, about society, how society is. But it was so good. It was so phenomenal. Yeah, and like Demi Moore, amazing. And so was Margaret Qualley. She's had a really good year. I feel like she was in like 3 or 4 movies this year. It's crazy. But yeah, it was so good. You guys should watch it. Yeah.
Noah, any movies you want to bring up that you saw that you loved?
Yeah, I'm gonna before I get into my little animation sidebar, because of course I will.
Oh, I have something I want to talk about for animation.
Speaking about Margaret Qualley or Qualley, I'm not sure exactly how it's said. One thing about her is early in the year, I forgot that this movie came out this year. I saw Drive Away Dolls, which was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think it's underrated. Geez, I can't even remember the moment, but I remember it got one of the biggest laughs out of me this year. It's something to do with the henchman character. I think I can't remember. I think it's when he kills the other one and just the way he acts afterwards. But I really enjoyed it. That's one that I would like to do. Joe, am I correct? Did Dune Part 2 come out?
I was going to bring this up. Yes, Dune Part 2 did, and it has been so overshadowed because it came out at the beginning of this year.
Yeah,
it was very good. It was very, very good. Fan-fucking-tastic. Denis still deserves a directing Oscar, 100%. But I really think it's going to get overshadowed because of the timing it came out. It was not able to recapture that magic of that timing, like Everything Everywhere All at Once was able to 2 years ago.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, Dune 2 was great. Oh my god, what a good payoff to a first movie that I enjoyed, but is slow. Like, I love the first one. It's great world.
I think the first one's better than the second one, personally.
I kind of like the second one. I like the way it built off of it, but I don't think you could have either of them without the other half. It really is.
That Denis is going to do the third part.
Yeah, it really is a part 1 and part 2 rather than 2 separate movies that they slapped that on. Which, if you have 5 hours of your life and wish to go see it, there you go. I've already talked about how I didn't enjoy Mean Girls. Geez, I feel like I watched more than what I'm seeing here.
Did you watch Deadpool and Wolverine?
I did. It was bad. It
was awful. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't giggle. Actually, no. I had one laugh, and I can't remember. Oh, it was when Peter showed up at the end. That one that got a little giggle out of me. But other than that,
oh dumb.
I used this year to watch a lot of things I hadn't watched yet. But I saw Quiet Place day 1. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. But what I really want to talk about is animation. So 2023 was a fantastic year for animation. The previous year, we had Boy and the Heron, we had Spider-Verse. I believe Nimona was also that year. I remember there was like 4 movies that were in.
Animation was stacked last year.
Yeah,
so good last year. This year was not that. It was not. There are some good movies, but Kung Fu Panda 4 was so disappointing. The previous 3, genuinely, it sounds silly, but the previous 3 are really good movies.
I'm not a fan of the second, personally, but I do. Kung Fu Panda's good. Yeah, I do agree. Kung Fu
Panda's, and the 4th one is just shit. It just has none of it. What else came? If nobody saw If. Inside Out 2 was just awful. The first movie again, which is a good movie. It is a good movie, but it's the first one again.
As we know, I hate Inside Out. I did not watch the sequel.
It's just the first one again, but I think it's far and away for me what the best animated movie of last year was. And
can we talk about what the best animated movie of last year was?
It's The Wild Robot.
No, it's not.
It is absolutely The Wild Robot.
It's Transformers 1.
I didn't see it.
Oh my God, Noah.
I adored The Wild Robot. It has its faults, 100%. There's definitely certain things for me that that are problems with the movie, and I don't care, and that's how I know it's good. I'm
begging you to watch Transformers.
I've heard it's good.
The animation style.
I will.
It's beautiful. The acting, everything, like the story. It's so good. I don't know if you're a Transformers fan. As we know, I'm a large Transformers fan. I absolutely loved it. It was a very good. It took a lot of stuff from G1 and then gave it its own and unique spin. It's so good. It's so underrated because nobody saw it, which makes me very sad because it deserves a sequel. It's so good. Please watch it.
So one of the things that I found about animation this year is there was a lot of indie animation release that a lot of the really good ones people aren't seeing. So I feel like I've missed a lot of animation this year, and a lot of what I've seen has just been okay. But I adored The Wild Robot. That's my pick for animated movie of the year.
The 2 frontrunners for the Oscar are probably going to be, and I don't agree with this, but the 2 frontrunners are probably Inside Out 2 and Moana 2. 2 unnecessary Disney sequels that we did not need.
I think The Wild Robot's going to be
Wild Robot has potential.
Runner, yeah.
It also does have potential.
It was very well received by everyone. People love it.
I hope it wins, because I know Transformers 1 won't win. I hope The Wild Robot does win over Inside Out 2 and Moana 2. Fuck. Also, have not seen Moana 2, but I heard that apparently it's just set up for a third one. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck Moana. Moana makes me so mad.
I know it does, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Also, just speaking of animation right here, not technically animation, but CGI, just something I want to point out super, super quickly. They dropped the teaser for the live action How to Train Your Dragon. And we're not going to get into live action remakes and necessary. We've done it a million times on this show. I do want to say one thing, though, is that I think this is some of the best care I've seen put into CGI in a long time, because Toothless does look fantastic. That's all. I just want to say that you don't see a lot of good CGI, especially for things like that, especially for live action remake projects. And I just really think that there is a lot of care behind making Toothless look good. And it was some of the best CGI that I saw, especially in a trailer, in a long, long time. And I just want to shout that out. That's all. It's probably the only good thing I will say about the remake of How to Train Your Dragon.
I have a lot of other movies on my list that I quite enjoyed.
Go ahead.
So with Margaret Qualley, she was also in Kinds of Kindness, the Yorgos film. You guys see that?
I didn't even hear of that.
I haven't seen it.
I knew
no,
Yorgos was doing another film. I didn't even hear that this was.
Yeah.
That was like May or April, like earlier this year. Yorgos Lanthimos, like I loved Poor Things last year. That might have been my favorite movie of last year, perhaps. Kinds of Kindness was really good. It was like 3 different stories, all with the same actors. That also had Willem Dafoe's in a lot of things this year as well.
Willem Dafoe's also in a lot of Yorgos, I feel, right? Like.
Oh yeah. Him and Margaret Qualley have just been like booked this year.
Yeah.
Oh, and they were both in Poor Things as well. Okay.
Yeah, they were.
The only thing with this movie, I really liked all 3 stories, and they were all really absurd. I don't understand what they had to do with each other, like why they were all in one movie, and why it's called Kinds of Kindness. I tried like thinking about it for a while, and I tried reading into what other people said, and I'm like, I'm not getting it. I really enjoyed all 3 stories, and they were all really weird, but yeah, I don't know where the name came from or why there's like 3 short films in one film. But,
I mean, that's kind of what The French Dispatch is, though, too, Wes Anderson's film. And we both really enjoyed that.
True, but it was more maybe coherent aesthetic-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Because Wes Anderson, his aesthetics change from film to film. It's just like the framing of it. Whereas this, I was like, oh, one of these short films could be from one of his other movies. Like, it's just his style. And like some of the stories had really, really weird premises. It's been a while since I saw this movie. I feel like I really liked the first and second one, but the third one was just like, I won't get into it, but if you like Yorgos, you should watch it. It's cool. Another movie I saw really recently that was also really weird, and I'm not sure if I entirely got it, was Rumors.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I don't know if I know which one this is.
It's like the G7 summit.
Okay. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Ari Aster. You know Ari Aster for Hereditary and
Yeah.
That's the campiest movie of this year. It's so camp. So they have like, you've got the Prime Minister of Canada, the President of the US, Germany, etc. And then they're going to like, they're trying to hash out this problem. Of course, it's never said what the problem is, and they go and have a dinner. It's really funny. It's definitely a commentary on like bureaucracy and whatever government things. But like, oh yes, well I think, and they're just waffling about nothing. And then everyone goes missing, and there's these zombies from Pete Boggs that are attacking them, and I don't know. It's really funny. It's entirely like a satire. I really enjoyed it. I think you both should go watch it. It was incredibly camp.
It sounds like something I would like.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then there's a scene where the Prime Minister of Canada, there's like whatever, the zombies, they're Pete Bog bodies, so they're like whatever, ancient peoples that were buried there. He has this line where he's like, yeah, I know we are on your land, but you must leave. Like, I don't know, mimicking how Justin Trudeau, I'm sorry we are on your land. There's a bunch of things that are like references. There's definitely so many references that went over my head because I don't know much about Japan and UK's relationship or whatever, but yeah, it was really good. Another movie that maybe you guys saw, Love Lies Bleeding.
No. I heard of it, but I didn't get the chance to see it. I meant to, though.
Okay. I really enjoyed that one. So that movie was really good. It was also kind of camp, but it was very lesbian. And unfortunately, I went to see it with a bunch of no hate to white cis straight men, no hate to them. I went to see it with a bunch of white straight cis men, which would have been fine, but then afterwards they were saying things like, oh, well, like, was that sexual scene really needed? Or it's weird how they were like talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's just because there's an accurate portrayal of what like a lesbian relationship is like, not shying away from the sexual side of things, not shying away from other complicated aspects of it. It does get pretty like unreal at parts where you have, suddenly someone's 15 feet tall or whatever. But I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and I felt like it was maybe the most genuine lesbian representation I've ever seen.
Nice. Okay. I've heard really good things about speaking about like queer media. I've heard really good things about what is it? I saw
the TV Glow. Oh no.
I saw the TV Glow.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard really good things about it. I've heard it was devastating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't see it, so I have nothing to say about it. But I just want to shout it out because we love queer media here on this podcast.
That's the next one on my list. That is also fighting as my favorite movie for the year. Nice. It was so good, and I feel like, represented what it feels like to have an inner conflict so well. And although it definitely is an analogy for gender dysphoria and just not being able to be yourself, I think it's applicable to anyone ever, even if you don't experience that. It's just about like choosing to live your life as yourself and how conflicting that can be and how it doesn't feel real or attainable, and like how time starts to feel dreadful. And I don't know, it was so good. It was so beautiful. It has maybe the best soundtrack all year, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Beautiful soundtrack. I think the score was written by Alex G, which is incredible. But yeah, that was another huge favorite. I love that one.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I really do.
I'm very interested in... Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, the next movies I have listed, I didn't love, but I did like. Actually, I did see Anora, and I loved that movie.
I really want to see Anora. I'm dying to see it.
I need to.
Have you seen The Florida Project?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's made by the same guy that did The Florida Project. It has the same kind of vibes of although it is linear storytelling, not quite like the way it's very real scenes and very I don't know. It feels like you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very set in the community it's in.
Yeah. If you said, "Oh, it's actually a documentary," it'd be like, "Okay, yeah, that makes sense." Very real.
Yeah.
So the other movies I saw that I'm like, they were good. I saw Speak No Evil, the horror movie with James McAvoy.
Yeah.
It was pretty good as far as thriller movies go. I was very I'm not a huge fan of horror thrillers or just thrillers, period. So I was sitting there, not expecting much, but the entire time I really was on the edge of my seat. And when you're watching a movie and you're kind of like, oh no, I'm like, oh, no, just run, screaming at them, kind of I felt that way, and I was gripping the armrest the whole time. It did have a really good twist that I didn't see coming, and it was disturbing and spooky, and it thrilled me. So it did its job as a thriller, I guess.
Nice.
I also saw Maxine. I really liked Pearl and X. Pearl was my favorite. X is kind of mid to me. I feel like Maxine is the same level of that in terms of the trilogy, that it's nothing it's not as good as Pearl, but it just kind of...
I had no idea Pearl was part of a trilogy until right now.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Pearl is a prequel to X.
Okay. Yes. No clue about this, but good to know. Good to know.
From what I've heard about Maxine, Jamie, I've heard the similar. I've heard it's probably the weakest of the three. And if you're going in expecting Pearl, you'll be disappointed. But if you go in more so expecting X, you'll be it's more meets it.
Yeah. I also saw Gladiator 2.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out women didn't exist in the Roman Empire.
They didn't. I don't know if you guys seen that or not. They did
I
not.
don't know. Just no women for a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
There's one female character who's a love interest that literally probably has 5 minutes worth of scenes. That's it.
Guys, imagine passing the Bechdel test. Imagine.
And there's a few other things that are really funny about it. in one scene, they had a newspaper, like a real newspaper. The printing press isn't invented for another 2,000 years. I know it's historical fiction, but they also had, like, I don't know if this is a mini spoiler, sharks in the Colosseum.
Fuck yeah.
How could they have done that? Like, I don't know. At that point, you need to lean more into it being ridiculous. Like, give the sharks laser eyes, give them machine guns. Like, I don't know. And there are a few other things that I'm like, they did not have this. Like, this is kind of silly. I never saw Gladiator 1, and I'm not a big fan of the entire, like, whatever you call it, like swords and sandals genre aesthetic.
I'm not a fan of the first Gladiator, which is why I had no interest in seeing the sequel, and it sounds like I was right.
I did enjoy the performances of the two of the Roman the like emperor boys. So it was the guy from Stranger Things and the guy that played his little brother. Like, they were like funny, like entertaining. I haven't seen the first one, but I know Joaquin Phoenix kind of has that role in the first one, and he seems to do a better job than them, like more expressive. But yeah, it was very, very mid to me.
That's fair. Jamie, I think what you ended up doing is you walked into what we in the biz like to call dick flick.
Yeah, it was like 90-80% men in the theater.
Just guys being dudes.
Yeah.
Dudes being dudes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, though, of dudes being dudes, I want to talk about one movie that also did not pass the Bechdel test this year. But I saw Venom: The Last Dance.
And why?
And because Katie wanted to see how it all ended. We had a weekend where we each picked one movie to go and see, and we did like a double feature, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. And her pick was Venom for that. And because of that, I missed out on seeing Anora because it was only playing one day, and I still haven't seen Anora. So mad about that. But anyways, but we went and saw Venom, and the Venom was awful. It was awful into a trilogy, very confusing. The female scientist person is completely like forced, and like she cannot be her own character. Everything is driven by men for her. It's awful. But I wanted to bring this up because I gave this to some friends. I have two friends who absolutely love the Venom movies, who think they're awesome. They call them the boyfriends movies, and they love to just pop popcorn, sit down with some sangria or iced tea, and just watch the Venom movies.
Those are very specific polls. I think you want to know these people. I think you want these. Oh, okay.
So anyways, after I saw it, I sent this message to them, and I'm gonna read it out loud to you guys. Here are 3 things that happen in the Venom movie. 2 of these are fake, and 1 of them is real. Tell me which one you think it is. Okay, here we go. Number 1, there is a love montage of Venom and Eddie set to a Maroon 5 song. Number 2, Venom does a coordinated dance to ABBA. Number 3, a symbiote is captured by a simple mesh net with giant holes.
So wait, 1 is fake or 2 are fake?
2 are fake, 1 is real. Which one do you think is the real one?
Oh.
Wait,
2 are fake?
2 are fake, 1 is real.
Ooh, I feel like one of them's from Deadpool.
You want me to read them again one more time quickly?
Yeah.
There's a love montage of Venom and Eddie to a Maroon 5 song. Venom does a coordinated dance to ABBA. A symbiote is captured by a simple mesh net with giant holes.
It's got to be the love montage, because why would you make that up?
Yeah.
Wait, but all real.
All true.
All 3 of these things happen in this fucking film. It's awful. But yeah, anyways, Venom sucked.
See, Joe, you're giving me those 3 examples, saying it's awful. That just made me want to watch it just a little bit more.
It is the gayest of the 3. Like, if you're going there for the gayness between Eddie and Venom that has been there since the beginning, it has the strongest homoerotic undertones of the
Venom more films. Queer media.
Yeah, Venom 3 is a queer film.
Actually, shout out, because I saw this movie in theaters. It's an anime movie for my favorite anime, Haiku, which is about guys playing volleyball. And they released the movie special, which is one of 2 specials that is going to end the series, and it was really good. It's called the Trash Can. What's it? Is it the Trash Can Shuffle or something like that? But yeah, it's great. If you like Haiku, you probably like the movie. It's just more of the series, but yeah. It's one of the movies I went to the theater to see. So
I was supposed to go to the theater to see the Broadway taping of Waitress, but I got sick, so Katie went without me. She said it was good.
I'm not a big Waitress guy.
Anyways, let's move on here to box office. We already talked about Transformers 1, how sad I am that it underperformed. I'm going to let Jamie talk about Megapolis in just a second. But another movie that came out that I did not care for, I don't care for this franchise, but that bombed completely at the box office that I feel like might be a surprise to some people, was the Furiosa movie with Anya Taylor-Joy and Jason Momoa. Completely bombed, complete and total failure. Just thought that was interesting to bring up. Anyway, like I said, I didn't see it, so I have no comments. I just thought that was interesting.
Is Jason Momoa in that movie?
I think you're thinking of Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, sorry, it's Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Something that I like.
Funny. It's Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, it totally is.
The trailers, I couldn't believe. Why would they? This is like a new trend in Hollywood that they hire actors that don't look how they want them to look to give them prosthetics. Just hire someone that looks like that. Yeah, like they give him a nose, and with this like Penguin show that's out now, that I'm like, why wouldn't you just hire someone that looks like that? Like,
no, sorry, Colin Farrell kills it as the Penguin. I think it's
because James Gandolfini is dead.
Yeah, but then it stops anyone new like James Gandolfini from breaking out. Like then you're not going to get people that look like this. You're only going to have very conventionally attractive people that you give prosthetics to make them look more normal or more whatever. So then you can't. No one new that doesn't look a very certain way is going to be able to break out. Like then we're not going to discover these awesome actors.
I entirely agree, because I'm also a big proponent of that. That the hottest a person can be if they're hot and weird looking.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'm a big hater of when they have fat suits in Hollywood. Like just hire someone who's fat. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah,
they exist.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm right there with you. Absolutely.
All right, Jamie, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. You can use all of it. You can use as much of it as you want. Go ahead, because I think you're the only one here who saw Megalopolis.
Actually, before
Megalopolis, whatever it's fucking called.
Before Megalopolis, there was another movie I saw in theaters this year that was not good, but people say it's good, and I don't understand. Longlegs.
Did not see it.
I've heard it's good.
It's not good.
Interesting.
Like, it's very, formulaic of any film that's like a kind of detective trying to find the killer. But the part that really got me is like Nick Cage, Longlegs, does not look scary. He does not look scary. So it always like, the big reveal, it goes up to his face. It's like, that's just someone who's had plastic surgery.
This is a guy.
Yeah. And like the twist was so incredibly guessable. Like it was, I don't know, it was all just so predictable and like mid, but then the villain was not scary. There was no monster. It was just a guy that sung weird. I'm like, people sing like that. If you walk on the street in Hamilton, you'll pass some random person singing like that. Like that's not that scary. I don't know. So I just didn't get it. I'm like, this is not good. But Megalopolis. Now, this movie seems like it was made by a senile old man, and it was. But it very much seems like that. It's so crazy. The dialogue is crazy. Me and Evan just like quote it sometimes. Like,
for context, Evan is Jamie's boyfriend. I don't think we've mentioned Evan on the show before.
Right. But there's just quotes that are so crazy. Like, I feel like it's the same vibes as when a 12-year-old tries to write a story and they go into a thesaurus. Like, they look up other word for this and they misuse words, and it's all very complicated words. It's not to say there weren't funny, good parts of it. Like, not to spoil it, but the part where bro is laying in bed and he's like Cupid and he's got a heart on. If you know what I'm talking about, like that was funny. I'll give that. But like, what was that? Why did that happen in this movie? Like, what is going on? And even like this technology that he was doing, nothing is explained. There is like, it's so many things, but nothing. And like at the beginning of the movie, you see Adam Driver's character has the power to stop time, and he never does it ever again. And it doesn't mean anything. There's no dialogue. It just happens. Why does it happen? How can he do that? Like, there's nothing about it.
I like to believe that Adam Driver just did that, not his character.
Oh, never stopped. So and he was like, I can't get out of this contract. All right, let's get this over with.
Yeah. it's crazy. It's just like, oh, imagine if there was a guy who was just super smart and super slick and super handsome, and everyone wanted to like fuck him. But it's also like Shakespearean times, but it's also this future, and yeah, the dialogue was so funny. Like it insists upon itself. There's some parts that are like so funny out of context where it's like in the vein of like, oh, so bad it's good. But it's like, I don't know if the things that were meant to be funny, they are not funny. But the things that were meant to be so serious are hilarious. So like, I probably would watch it again while scrolling on my phone and while I'm in a room with a group of friends. I would not sit and watch it by myself ever again, but it'd be so funny to watch and like laugh with people.
Yeah, fair enough. That's what it sounded like to me when all the discourse was going on around it.
My cousin and her husband told me that they went to go and see it completely stoned, and they said it was an amazing viewing experience. So just a recommendation out there if anybody wants to try viewing it like that. There's an option for you.
Cinematography, it was like a perfume commercial. Same with colors, and like there would be like little dust flecks around for no reason. It feels like you're watching like, or like the Lindt commercials where the chocolatier. It's like, it looks like that the whole movie.
That's fantastic.
No shots that are more interesting than a Lindt chocolate commercial.
That's our next shirt.
That guy made The Godfather.
I think he's just way too old now. He doesn't have his wits with him.
Because you say that, no, I was going to bring this up too as well, just because, Jamie, you made the comment that the movie insists upon itself. Are you referencing the Family Guy scene where Peter talks about The Godfather, or is that just a happy coincidence?
No, that's a quote in the movie that comes up multiple times. It's basically, you can tell it is the way that it is because it insists upon itself. It's very self.
Is Francis Ford Coppola?
What the hell are you talking about?
Is Francis Ford Coppola just a big Family Guy fan?
Yeah, he is. He loves that scene where they're all like, "Why don't you like The Godfather?" It insists upon itself. What does that even mean? It insists upon itself.
Well, I think that quote is in The Godfather. Also.
Is it in the? Yeah, it's been so long.
So that's why it's like a thing. But it came up here. But it's like there's no. The entire sentence is junk. So there's nothing. There's no words. It's all just like filler. It's crazy. Yeah.
That's our year in review for movies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So from what I gather is only Jamie saw anything.
I saw quite a few. It's just that what me and Jamie saw was very different.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. I saw nothing.
No, you saw nothing. But
which was interesting because I was unemployed for like a portion. I actually spent that time just watching a bunch of Studio Ghibli.
Mm-hmm.
So.
How's the job, buddy? By the way, I know we haven't really talked.
Oh my god, it's fantastic.
Lovely.
Yeah, I recommend working for unions.
I love that for you. I really do.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But yeah, guys, we have one more tradition of things we like to do at the end of the year. You guys remember what that tradition is?
A lose.
No one likes to lose a game. And so I put this game into two parts. The first part is essentially a way to allow Noah to build up as many points as he can to have a handicap in the second half.
This is what I'm saying.
In front of me, I have the 10 top box office films of the year. I'm going to let each of you name as many as you can. We're going to go back and forth one by one. You're going to name it. If it's on the list, you're going to get 100 points.
Okay.
Perfect.
And Noah, I'm going to let you start because Jamie has won last year. So Noah, go ahead. Can you name one of the top 10 grossing films of this year at the box office?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
That is number 2. Jamie?
Wicked.
No, not at this time. It might get up there, but at this time, no. This list was taken last night. So this is as accurate as I can have it. Okay. No. Noah, back over to you.
I'll go Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2 is number 4.
Gladiator 2.
No.
Are these just too new? Like, what the flip?
They are. I think they are just too new.
Okay.
Noah, go ahead.
This is getting harder. I think I used both of the. Oh, Challengers. Challengers was a big hit.
Challengers is not in the top 10.
No way.
It's kind of funny when you hear what 10 is because it deserves to be 10 versus what 10 is, but we'll get there.
Oh, Beetlejuice.
That is number 9.
I did not see
saw
that
one. I did. It was okay. Yeah.
Noah, back over to you.
I feel like Challengers was the movie of the summer, so I'm trying to figure out what would be during the big box office periods.
We mentioned a few of these. One of these you mentioned specifically when you were talking about movies.
So it's probably one of the animated ones, because I believe the only other movie I mentioned was Drive Away Dolls, and that certainly isn't there. The Wild Robot did good, but I feel like Kung Fu Panda probably also. I'll go Wild Robot.
Yep.
Okay,
Amy?
well, that hint helped me out. Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2 is number 1.
Really?
That's
Wow.
right.
Yep. Currently at 1.6 billion.
Box office. Wow.
Go ahead, Noah.
We question why they make sequels. There you go. God. Okay. What else did people see? What else shit was turned out this year?
There's still 2 more animated films on this list. 3 more animated films on this list,
Wow.
I'll tell you. There's 3 more animated films.
Okay, I'll go Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda 4.
Kung Fu Panda 4 is number 6.
Okay.
Amy?
I'll go with It Ends With Us.
No.
Oh, okay. I feel like a lot of people saw that movie. I didn't see that movie.
Yeah, that was a good shout, though. That was a good shout.
Noah?
Yeah. You said there's 2 more animated movies left now?
One of them I mentioned, and the other one we did not mention.
Is it is it If with John Krasinski? Good.
Okay.
Amy?
I think I know the other one we didn't mention, just because I had a Minion era this year where I was like, Evan would not dress up as a Minion with me for Halloween. I wanted to just be going like banana, bada bada all day. Like that's all I wanted. I wanted to be a Minion.
Yeah.
There's a new Despicable Me movie this year. I didn't see it, but is that
Despicable
on the list?
Me 4 is number
there.
3.
That's crazy. I don't know. Like, I don't even know what happened in this movie. I think I only saw the first Despicable Me, but I still would see what happened in other movies. Like, I have no idea what's going on here.
So you guys are missing
Number
right now.
3.
You're missing 4 of them. You're missing number 5, number 7, number 8, and number 10.
Are there any
And-
you think we don't know? Wait, that would be crazy.
I think you won't think to guess them. I think you know every movie. You just won't think to guess them. But one of them is a full animated film, and another one of them I brought up and talked about this movie in our retrospective.
Okay, I think it's Noah's turn.
But no.
I remember you mentioning Conclave, but I think that's too new.
One of these films it's not Conclave, but one of these films is very new.
Okay. I'm thinking if it's that one, based on what I've heard people go to, The Substance.
No.
Fuck.
Jamie?
Oh my god, why didn't we talk about this? Joker.
Oh, no.
I saw that movie too. I forgot that came out this year. That was not
Bombed.
good.
It was awful.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people probably saw it, but I guess not.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was
bombed hard.
Interesting.
Because the critic reviews were so bad, it bombed really hard. Noah, go ahead.
Trying to think what other movies you mentioned. Really new, would have done really well. What slop has been released?
New, doing very well, animated.
Oh,
You are.
Yep.
We can't hear you.
I
Your
live-
mic is not connected.
No!
We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear
Oh,
you.
my cord, the back of my cord fell.
Yeah.
I don't know if that you can see that. Animated movie new doing really well. Ooh.
This isn't hard, Noah.
It isn't hard?
This isn't
Oh,
hard.
is Moana out yet?
It's Moana.
Oh,
Moana's
it is number
number
8. I thought that was still in
Yeah,
play.
Moana is out. Moana came out 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, something like that. Because
Interesting.
it came out in the middle of a week for some
Yeah.
ungodly reason. So they can inflate their opening weekend box office, honestly. Okay, you guys have 4 left. I'm going to give you each 2 more guesses. Well, after Jamie, I'll give you guys each 2 more guesses.
Okay.
Jamie, go ahead.
Are you ready for this? I think I have one.
Go ahead.
Smile 2.
Nope.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
Noah, go ahead.
Quiet Place Day 1.
Nope. Jamie,
What?
you're still missing one that I talked about.
Oh, Venom?
Venom is number 7.
Oh.
Oh God!
Okay, you guys are missing 2 of them. You are missing 2 of them. You are missing number 10 and number 5.
Number 5.
I don't think you guys saw either of these, and I don't think you'll even remember these came out because I believe they came out in January and March.
Oh Jesus!
It's your last guess. Go ahead. Noah.
5. How could we not get the 5?
What came out early this year that I heard people talking about?
They are both like sequels. Like they are
Both sequels.
They're both
Oh,
I
okay.
believe one of them's the 3rd and one of them's the 4th. Like they're both like in installments and franchises.
I think I've got one. I've got it loaded.
Both the 3rd and the 4th installment and franchise, or at least something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
I've forgotten every movie. They're all gone.
One of them has a lot of CG to make the 2 main characters come to life.
Oh, Lion King?
Nope.
Is there a
Lion
Lion
King's-
King movie?
The Mufasa prequel comes out in 2 weeks.
That's
Jamie, your last guess?
Oh, wait. I had another guess, but your clue there, is it the Godzilla and Kong?
Godzilla and Kong is
Godzilla
number
versus
5.
King Kong?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big boyfriends.
So
Why is
I'll
it-
read them now 1 to
There's
9 because
certainly
number
10 is Madam Web, right? Sorry, I'm joking.
No, I think that
So-
bomb.
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So I'll read them out in order 1 to 9, and then I'll read you guys number 10 because I feel like you're
Okay.
going to be like, what the fuck? Because no, other movies should have been here. Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, Despicable Me 4, Dune Part 2, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, Kung Fu Panda 4, Venom: The Last Dance, Moana 2, Beetlejuice, and Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
It's the 4th Bad Boys movie.
I don't know if I know what the Bad Boys movies are. I don't think
It's
I've
a
ever heard of them.
Ice
Buddy cop
Cube,
with Will
right?
Smith and Ice Cube, yeah.
Oh. Huh. I didn't see anything about that. Interesting.
Anyways, now with this, Jamie has 500 and Noah has 400. So Noah, you didn't even get the point handicap we wanted you to get.
I didn't go
Um,
see things this year.
But anyways, what we have up next is in the past I've given you guys quizzes about the podcast. I've given you guys quizzes about me. I've given you guys quizzes about like the year in pop culture. And every year you guys complain that it's too hard and Noah, you don't win. But you guys do
No.
end up getting some of them though, right?
Okay. Probably.
So what I've done is I've put all of that together into a quiz essentially about me and my 2024 or things that really only I would know. That if you are following and paying attention to my social media, you will be able to answer all of these perfectly. If
No, I
not,
I don't have TikTok.
that sucks. My TikTok is not included. This is my Twitter
Okay.
and my Instagram and my Facebook that you would need to have.
Well, I don't have
or,
Twitter
or just talking to me.
or Facebook. So
You're still probably going to win, Jamie, if the
also-
track record continues.
don't really talk to you.
You
Our
should, we
friendship
should.
is fake for this podcast.
We don't have any relationship whatsoever.
Yeah, it's all fake. I don't even have a sister.
Yeah. So you guys have 4 categories right here, each with questions going from 100 to 500. The first one is Wrap It Up. This is all about my Spotify Wrapped, which I posted about just a few days ago. Then we have Oh Really? These are all about films and things that we talked about on today's episode of the podcast. You have Tell Me More Vision, which is about streaming and television shows. And then you have Epic Gamer Moments, which is all about video games this year.
Mm.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Noah, since you're behind, we'll let you go first.
Fuck. Let's do Spotify rap for 100.
Spotify Wrapped for 100. Okay. Who was Joe's top Spotify artist for the 9th year in a row? And you can just shout out answers. Whoever answers first is going to get it.
Fall Out Boy.
Correct, Noah. It was Fall Out Boy.
So true.
was Fall Out Boy. 9 years in a row, Fall Out Boy. Okay,
I
awesome.
had Pup for the 4th year in a row, so I feel you.
Noah, go ahead. You've got the point. We'll do Jeopardy style here. You can keep picking.
Let's do wrap it up for 200.
Wrap it up for 200 right here. Which Broadway star appears on Joe's Spotify Wrap the most?
Christian Borle. Christian Borle.
Correct, Jamie. It is Christian Borle. Oh, that does it automatically by the points. That's nice. Yes, it is Christian Borle. Moving on, Jamie.
Tell Me More Vision 100.
Tell Me More Vision 100. This popular short animated series released on Joe's wedding day. I mentioned it in my thank you speech that you were both in attendance for and mentioned in. It will help if you think about what day my wedding was.
It's gonna be a Star Wars thing.
A short animated series. Would that have been Visions?
Not Visions.
I don't know. I'm not
Bad Batch?
Star Wars.
Bad Batch. No, it wasn't Bad Batch. It's the other animated Star Wars thing that came out this year. The one thing you're missing.
Don't have it.
It was Tales of the Empire.
I never would have guessed.
Jamie, back over to you.
Tell Me More Vision 200.
This Max Limited series is a follow-up / spin-off of Joe's top movie of 2022.
The Dune show?
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say I don't think you like Dune that much.
I did like Dune a lot. Dune was my second movie of the year.
Oh.
What movie?
Max.
Dune? On
Max is HBO, right?
HBO. Yeah. Warner Brothers.
Oh, the Penguin.
It's the Penguin, Noah. Sign it up. Is the Penguin. Go ahead, Noah.
Let's do wrap it up for 3.
Wrap it up for 3. What was Joe's most streamed Has Been Hotel song?
I don't know any of the songs from this.
I forget the name of it, but Lucifer's song.
It is Hell's Greatest Dad. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Noah.
Let's do wrap it up for 4.
Most of the songs off of this Bug Hunter album took over Joe's rap this year. It is also an album Noah has promised to listen to for 13 months and hasn't yet. You name the album.
I don't know. Bug Hunter.
This question was specifically to piss off Noah.
Yeah, I One Bed, One Bath, and a Ghost.
That's the name of one of the songs, and it's Too Bad, Too Bad, and a Ghost. The album is called Happiness Without a Catch.
Yeah, no, don't remember it.
Go ahead, Noah.
Let's do Epic Gamer Moments for 100.
This game is controversially nominated for Game of the Year this year, despite being a DLC.
The Elden Ring DLC. The
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree.
And I didn't have the name loaded.
Yeah, no,
Go ahead,
I didn't.
Jamie.
Epic Gamer Moments 200, please.
What is the name of the horror nostalgia game series that not only released a sequel this year, but is developed and co-created by Joe's college roommate? Shout out to Reese.
I'm sorry, Reese. I don't know.
Is that the Silent Hill remake?
Reese did not co-create the Silent Hill remake.
I don't know what Reese did. Oh,
I posted about it on my story multiple times. That's why I like this.
Yeah.
The series is called Amanda the Adventurer. They're very, very good games. No, they're like horror puzzle games with a 90s nostalgia feel. You'd actually really vibe with them.
Yeah, nice.
And they're short too. Go ahead. Who picked Epic Gamer for 200?
I did. So
Amy?
let's do
Go ahead,
300, same category.
What era did Joe set his PlayStation 5 theme to in celebration of the PlayStation's 30th anniversary?
The original era. I don't know anything about this.
It was not PS1.
PlayStation 3, because you would have been a kid when that came out.
It's PlayStation 2, guys.
That's what I said mine too. That's what I said.
Only other PlayStation I have ever owned, and God, I loved my PS2. I still have it.
PS2. Great console.
It's PS2. Go ahead, Jamie.
Epic Gamer Moments 400.
This game was not only shut down completely 2 weeks after release, but it is also featured in an episode of Prime's Secret Level series.
What?
Helldivers?
Helldivers was not shut down completely after 2 weeks.
I know their servers melted.
This game like completely shut down. The studio was shut down. Everything.
Can I guess again?
Yeah.
Disco Elysium.
No.
They got fucked out of all the rights for the game, which really sucks. It's fantastic.
It was Concord, guys.
I don't-
You guys didn't hear about Concord?
I did hear about it. It took forever to release, and then when they did, they died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Same category, 500.
All right, finishing off epic gamer moments. This sequel, created by Obsidian Entertainment, got its first look this week in Prime's anthology series, Secret Level.
Joe watched a lot of Secret Level.
I haven't watched. It's not out yet, but released a clip, and I'm very, very excited about this game. This is, for those people that don't know, I love Obsidian Entertainment, one of my favorite video game companies. I'm very excited for this sequel.
Outer Worlds 2.
It's the Outer Worlds 2, Noah.
Yeah.
Noah just got a big leap with that
no.
one.
So there's two games that take up the same space in my head, despite I crashed there for a second. There's two games that take up the same space in my head, despite I know it. I've watched Jared play one of them, which is the Outer Worlds and the Outer Wilds.
Mhm.
Oh.
The Outer Wilds is really great if you haven't played it.
I haven't, but I've heard it's really great.
Yeah.
Noah, go ahead.
Let's wrap it up. 500.
What pop punk band went from being Joe's 5th most streamed artist in 2023 to only having one song on his Spotify Wrapped that was in spot number 100?
Bowling for Soup.
Panic at the Disco.
No.
My Chemical Romance.
If my chem ever drops that low, just shoot me.
Okay. Pop punk. Paramore.
I don't even think Paramore made the Wrap this year.
No, that's too bad. I listened to a lot of
I do
Paramore.
love
This year.
Paramore.
That's it. That's all I got.
I don't
All-time
know.
low.
They are at an all-time low, apparently.
Go ahead, Noah.
Oh, really? One.
What is Joe's most anticipated film of 2024? You guys had so much time to Google this secretly in the background.
Yeah, but I don't do that. I'm not some cheater.
I'm not cheating. What is Joe like?
I'll give you a hint. It stars Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, the Bob Dylan movie?
And you name the film.
No.
I feel like it's one of the song titles.
Yeah,
it's a lyric from one of the songs.
Like In the Wind or something? Watchtower?
No.
It's something. It ends in man, doesn't it?
No. It is one of the lyrics from a Rolling Stone.
Like a Rolling Stone. I don't know. I don't have it.
No.
That's crazy. This is your
Complete
most
unknown.
Oh.
I love Bob Dylan. I'm very excited for this movie.
Really?
It looks fantastic.
Really?
I
'Cause
didn't know you love Bob Dylan.
I also love Bob Dylan, and that is why I'm not excited about this.
Wasn't there
I guess
already a
we-
Bob Dylan biopic?
I don't believe there was.
I think there was, and it was like Kate Blanchett played him or something. It was like a woman played him. Or am I
Oh.
mistaken?
Yeah. I've
think
seen
there
something
was.
about that. I think it might be a short film.
Oh, okay.
I think if I'm thinking of what, yeah, I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking.
Go ahead, Noah.
Oh, really? For 2.
What was Joe's lowest rated film this year? I did speak
Deadpool
about
and
this.
Wolverine.
No.
You did speak about it?
Did speak about it.
Venom?
The Fall Guy?
It's the Fall Guy, Noah.
Really?
It wasn't the worst movie of the year.
No, was for me. I didn't see Megapolis though. Don't forget.
It's funny.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
think
saw
you said.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I don't think you said Megalopolis correctly once.
Whatever.
You're like missing the L or
Um,
something.
All right, Jamie, you got to catch up here. Your title is in danger.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Joe.
It's okay. I don't take it personally. I think it's really funny if Noah keeps losing on this. Especially
Okay.
if Noah loses now with where he's at.
Okay,
Go
let me
ahead,
lock
Noah.
in.
Oh God. Let's do O'Reilly for 3.
Name Joe's top 3 movies of 2024. I will give points. 300 points for each correct answer. So there's 900 points on
really?
the line here.
The Jesse Eisenberg movie.
No, that's not one of the top.
Dune 2.
Not one of the top 3.
What? You love Dune? Oh,
I do love
Transformers
Dune.
1.
No, not one of the top 3, guys.
Guys, what did
literally,
you-
guys,
This is like
I
10
said
minutes
what the
ago.
top 3 were earlier. I said
Yeah,
what the
but I'm
top
not
3 were.
listening to you.
Sorry, Jamie.
That's okay. Yeah, we literally just spoke about this.
This is
Conclave?
what's sad. Conclave is 1, Noah.
Oh,
2 more.
oh man, I don't know. No, you said Wicked was like mid. I don't know. I don't have it.
I don't think I have it either. What were they?
The Apprentice,
The Apprentice.
Conclave, and my
Oh.
old
Oh, I didn't realize my old ass was that high for you.
Well, I said I'm a sucker for a coming of age, which is
Yeah.
why it's so high for me.
True.
That's fair. The Apprentice, yeah, you did mention
Right.
that's on me, and I did hear you say that.
Yeah.
I just didn't take it to heart.
Go ahead, Noah. You got one of them with Conclave.
Oh, really? 4.
What film review caused Joe to come under fire on Facebook this year for giving it a bad rating?
It's got to be Deadpool and Wolverine.
It's
Yeah,
Deadpool and
moms
Wolverine.
fucking love that movie.
Oh, and comic book fans. Oh, it was bad.
Really?
Oh, I got a lot of flack for my Deadpool and Wolverine review. Which is funny. No, I feel like you would have appreciated Noah, because if you didn't read it, I referenced Dick Grayson in Young Justice right off the top of the review.
I did actually read that review. I did. I thought you were right. Actually, I thought you were a little too generous.
I probably was.
Yeah, I didn't. I hated that movie.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Oh, really? 500.
Name the 2 films Joe deemed as made overrated by social media this year. Once again, I will give
Challengers.
points for each. Challengers is one of them.
Yes.
Wicked.
Wicked is the other. Wicked and Challengers. Once again, good movies, overrated. All right. What do you guys want? You guys just want to go in order down the list here? 3, 4, 5?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. This animated show was bought by Amazon for 2 seasons. The first one released earlier this year in 2024 after Warner Brothers scrapped it in the middle of development.
So it has been.
Not has been.
Eleva Boss, the one that's like that.
It is not Hell of a Boss now.
That show was probably.
Warner Brothers is your big clue there.
Is it I don't know.
It's Batman Cape Crusader.
Would have
Very
never
good,
guessed
by
that.
the way. Very good.
Never would've guessed.
For 400, this popular anime series announced this year that it would conclude by adapting its final arc into a trilogy of movies. Also my favorite anime.
Favorite anime? Demon Slayer?
It's Demon
Really?
Slayer, Jamie.
I only know that
Yes.
because I know Katie likes it.
The Infinity Castle
Ah.
arc will be 3 movies. I have a Gyu Tamioka's sword. I have a katana replica of it. All right, so you guys are 400 apart. This is going to decide it right here.
Unless, yeah, okay.
Joe pays for cable but never uses it. Can you name the 3 things Joe watched on cable in 2024? I will give 500 points for each correct answer.
Oh. It's gonna be like in 2024, maybe the Oscars, like an
The
award
Oscars
show?
is one of them.
Oh,
Are the Golden Globes another?
I believe the Oscars is the only award show on there.
Okay, okay.
shit!
Yeah, it is.
Come on, man! I
Maybe
can't
some
focus
other rivals.
here.
Here, one of them is a sitcom, and the other one is reality TV. I will give you those 2 hints.
Reality TV. What do you and Katie watch reality TV?
On cable.
To be
Sitcom.
fair, I only watched this one on cable because I knew someone on the show. That's why I watched it on cable.
Oh my God, Dragon's Den.
Dragon's Den is another.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! I
Come
can't
on.
win. God damn it! Again!
Okay,
No,
but I
you
just wanna
can
get
tie it. No, you will tie it if you get what the third one is. It's a sitcom.
No, I
Joe can't do
won't.
math. Joe doesn't know
500.
math.
Oh, it's 500 points. Yeah, never mind. You can't.
The sitcom Young Sheldon.
Not
You were
Young Sheldon.
hanging out with your grandmother.
Not Young Sheldon.
Wait, can I ask a question? Is it like a rerun or like a?
It was a new episode. Typically, I watch this on streaming, but it was on after the Oscars, and so we just watched the episode because it was on right
new
after.
episode?
The sitcom.
What sitcoms are currently? Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Kind of a
Brooklyn Nine-Nine would not have
form.
had a new episode after the 2024 Oscars. It has been off the air for a while.
Oh, I don't think I know any sitcoms that are still on
I don't-
air.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
This Abbott Elementary.
Oh, that's
Oh,
actually
I
a
do
pretty
know
good
that
one.
It's very
That is a
good.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Noah, I
rather
can't
impressive.
believe it.
I pulled through. I did it.
This
Let's
is-
go.
Amy pulled through with Dragon's Den.
I don't even think this is a bad showing for me. I think I just got beat by someone who was better.
This was a really good showing. Yeah, 3,100 to 2,500 for
Close.
Jamie. That was, I think, this was the closest year, honestly.
I think so. Last year I got
Mhm.
blown out of the fucking water.
And I did and all the questions I did about the podcast were from this episode. And Noah, you could barely bring it together.
Joe, listen.
Have you guys not learned by now to just listen when I talk?
No, I'm not sure how to do that.
Oh yeah, fix your "Shut Up, Joe" shirt there, Noah. Speaking of which, as we segue now to the end, we have some news to share. That this is actually a surprise for you guys as well. We have officially set up the "Shut Up, Joe" domain, which means no longer is the show's email shepherdnoah13@gmail.com. If you want to reach out to the show, you can email tfcc@shutupjoe.com or joe@shutupjoe.com. Are now 2 live emails.
That's beautiful.
Those are 2 ways to get in contact with the show now. And it also does mean that we are working on the Shut Up Joe website, which will host TFCC on it. The official podcast, our RSS feed will be on there. And also will be our merch at much better affordable prices.
Ooh.
Yeah. And also the ability for us to create discount codes for our merch. So you can get your friends deals.
Are we making this with Squarespace? Is that
We are making this
or
with Shopify.
Can we? Oh, fair enough. They sponsor YouTube videos. I know what they are.
And this episode was brought to you by
NordVPN.
This episode was brought to you by Noah for $1.25.
You-
He has sponsored this episode.
This-
Go ahead,
Nord-
Noah. You can say whatever you want. This is your sponsor segment.
NordVPN.
We watch a lot of movies here on this podcast, and you can watch more movies by using NordVPN when you log into your streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime that may have region locked content. Plus, it's better to stay safer when you're surfing the internet. And there you go, NordVPN. Thanks for the sponsorship.
I can't believe you just did an ad read for a sponsor we don't have. And you did it very well.
We should bleep out just the name so that a sponsor listening will be like, that could be me right
That's
in
true.
there.
This might be you being our sponsor. Yeah.
Can we get sponsors? Is that something?
We technically can. It's if people want to sponsor us. But if anybody also know your mic is unplugged again. But if anybody wants to sponsor us, yeah, TFCC is open for sponsorship. We actually have had a few shows that reached out this year to do collaborations with us, but we couldn't do them because of our semi-hiatus. But we do get collaboration requests every so often, and we have done them in the past. There is an episode back over the pandemic where in the middle there is an ad read for another podcast, which they also did an ad read for us as well. And we talked about that. That's going back like 2-3 years now. But yeah, we have done collaborations in the past, and TFCC, if you're listening, TFCC will collaborate with you.
That message brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, and if anybody has any guests they want to bring on, I'm very much voting for Jamie to bring Evan on. I think we should have Evan on. But also in 2025, we are going to talk about the rise and fall of physical media, because I know it's an episode that Jamie really wants to do.
Yeah.
Noah, we're going to welcome back Adam Van Ness and Mike Pollock for a second B-movie episode. I am currently fighting to find Governor Gabby, but as soon as I have it,
Nice.
we will do a second B-movie episode. And there's another, well, obviously at the top of the year, we're going to do our Oscar episode. So we'll be back in about 6 weeks to do that. But another exciting thing is that starting next year in October, TFCC is going to be monthly again.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Hell
We're
yeah.
gonna be, and that means we will also finish this 5th season.
Wow.
That's wicked.
At the end of next year, we will finish the 5th season, which means we will go into our 6th season, which is also when I plan to have finalized my script.
Incredible.
Which means
6 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons in a
Oh my
movie next
God.
year, guys.
I didn't even click into it. That's awesome.
The movie has nothing to do with 21st Century Cinema. Neither of you are in are in the
What the hell?
script at all.
Oh, we can't be involved. We're not allowed.
Hey.
You guys can be involved. You guys can produce. Noah can have a
No, it's
role.
fine.
Honestly, Noah can very much have a role. It's about like high school. It's a coming of age film. So like Noah will have to play like a cool hip teacher essentially.
No, you should have
Um,
Noah play like a freshman. You should get like people
Yeah,
that are
just way older.
yeah.
I actually have a role where like the person is supposed to be like tall and like I guess like semi-handsome. I think Noah is very handsome, but the person is supposed to
Aw.
be semi-handsome. And like Noah, you could play that role if you want. If you want that role of a
Listen, man.
of a 17-year-old at the age of like 25 plus, you can have the role, buddy.
You let me know. You put me somewhere, and I'll do it for you. A fun fact to just sort of demonstrate our wild time zones and geographic location. If you're seeing
Is the sun setting for you
fantastic
right now?
lighting I have going on, it's soon golden hour.
And it's
it
not
is
even
hitting-
noon for me.
It's hitting my neighbor's window and coming in, and look at this lighting. Holy shit. Anyway,
Like a blizzard here, so I just
Mhm.
have gray out my window. It's just like white,
Ray.
just like
We also-
solid.
We're also down to our last minute before Jamie does have to go. Like we have a hard out here for Jamie. So
Oh, it's not so
Wicked.
strict actually. It's chill.
I was about to speed run the outro.
Oh, we can.
You can still do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so glad you have a passion for being here, Noah. So glad that you're happy to be a part of this fucking show.
This was fun. Joe, we talked for like 2 hours.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard fucking time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to 21st Century Cinema. If you're new from the B movie episode, thanks so much for coming back and seeing what we're about. Thank you so much if you've been listening for a long time. We appreciate it. And thanks for helping our podcast grow. Our podcast saw a lot of growth this year, ironically, in the 1 year where we did the least amount of work for it. So yeah, but we appreciate that. We are really excited to come back next year with more episodes. We'll have quarterly episodes. We will have monthly again starting in next October, which will start off with a Halloween episode. And I have been speaking to them, and there is plans to hopefully also welcome Jamie Rabano back next year to talk want to talk to them about a bunch of things. I think a great special video episode would be Jamie Rabano made a short film, and I would love
Yes.
for us to watch and react to that. But yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you love our hosts, you probably love Noah and Jamie more than me. That seems to be the
Yeah.
trend. We still continue to be our best-selling merch, be the Shut Up Joe merch line. My friend Ariel won 2 of them at my Stag and Doe last year, and she said to me they were the greatest things she's ever won. So take that for what you will, but she won 2 shirts. Noah, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
You can. I'm kind of finished with social media, but you
Get on
can find
Letterboxd.
me.
Get on Letterboxd.
I don't have
Can I
the
make a
commitment.
mandate that each host needs to have a Letterboxd account because we're a movie podcast?
I
Don't make
find-
me.
Do I
Please
have that
don't force
power?
me.
I
Don't
think
make
my
me.
issue with Letterboxd is my same issue with Goodreads, is that I've started too late. I've already seen too many movies. I don't know whether I need to go back and rate all of them, or if it's only new movies that'll be
So-
on there.
I had this same argument with my cousin's husband, the same one who told me to go watch Megalopolis High. We had this conversation, and he said to me, because he's like, oh yeah, I just started like backlogging everything, and I'm like, oh, and so I did like a whole thing where I backlogged about 400 movies, and then I went and saw, it, and he's got like 1,500, and I'm like, what the heck? He's like, everybody poops, man. That was his advice. So yeah, if maybe if that inspires you, Noah, just if when you're on the toilet to start creating a letterbox and updating your backlog. But yeah, you should make a letterbox. Sorry, go ahead though with your
But
promo and your plug.
you can probably find me on Instagram. That's probably the thing I actually still kind of use. That's at Shepwrecked. You can find me there.
Is it not a private account?
It is a private account, but if you're cool, I'll accept you. I'm not a stickler. You can follow me on Twitter. I don't tweet because Twitter fucking sucks now. I'm probably going to make the switch to Blue Sky soon, but I mostly just use Twitter to follow news about wrestling and sports. And until the journalists who cover those things switch over to there, I'd probably be a little bit, but yeah, probably. You can find me on Facebook if you want to see all the theater and stuff I typically promote on Facebook.
Yeah, you had a great theater year this year, did you not?
I did.
You
I had a really
you
good
did a short play with Jared. You guys wrote it all.
Yeah, so we did back in April we did NL Sketch Fest, which was a lot of fun. So we did some sketch comedy that we wrote and acted in. And then I of course had my production of 12th Night, which happened this summer, that I directed. That was a D&D it was a D&D / Commedia dell'arte inspired production of Shakespeare's 12th Night. It was a lot of fun. You missed it. It's never going to happen again, but it was great.
I really wish you recorded these because I wish I could see these.
Yeah, some of them, that one's tough because it's outdoor theater.
I hope you have something going on in July of 2025. So I
we'll see.
Something.
We'll see. I've submitted for a commission for a youth show, so hopefully that will come through if they accept. They're commissioning a play, so if they accept my proposal, that'll be cool. But we'll see how that goes. And we did. St. John's Shorts for like the 4th year in a row, I believe it is, which is the Short Play Festival, of which me and Jared wrote a play that we call Gobstoppers, which is basically about 2 losers who accidentally kill a goblin, and then to make sure Environment Canada doesn't fuck them, they decide to create a monster extermination business. We kill the Pope. Spoiler. But we have a lot more planned for that universe and what we want to do with that story. So keep an eye out for that. There might be some fun physical media of Gobstoppers eventually coming is the hope.
Be awesome. And Jamie, what about you? What's going on with you? What's going on with Blossom?
Blossom has a new album in the works, perhaps. Currently an EP, but we have hopes of making an album. Probably going to be released early next year. To keep up with that, we are on Instagram as Blossom Band. We also do have a website. It's linked through the Instagram, which might be the easiest way to find it, but it's also...
We can hyperlink in the description.
Okay, sure. Hyperlinked in the description below, where you can find.
I think actually I updated the static ones that update for every single episode. I believe Blossom socials are statically in every podcast episode now.
Okay, yeah. On the website you can find like merch, stuff about us, any new songs, concerts, etc. Yeah, that's what Blossom's up to. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Check out Blossom, guys. I do really love that
Which Blossom are you?
BLOSUM.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bioinformatics term because we're a bunch of nerds.
That's fucking wicked. What if you guys did Math Rock? Oh man,
we do.
Oh fuck yeah! Absolutely.
We're like shoegaze Math Rock. Yeah.
That's wicked.
A friend of mine came to a party that we had last summer, and Jamie and her band were all there as well in the backyard, and he started listening to Blossom, and he's like, tell Jamie that her band fucking slaps, like, and got really into it. So
I'm gonna start listening. Listen, number 2 on my Spotify rap this year was a local band from here. I'll give them a shout out. Greta and the Goldfish. They're fantastic.
They played me some stuff.
They're indie rock. Just like that, I asked them when I was a journalist. I interviewed them and said, "Hey, what genre are you?" And they said indie rock. And I was like, "Anything more specific?" And they said, "No, just indie rock." So there you go. But yeah, no. But listen, I'm going. I'm listening to Blossom after this, and so should you.
Yeah. People ask like, listener. "Oh, what genre are you?" And it's a fight in between saying indie rock and post shoegaze math orientated noise. You know what I mean?
Fuck like, yeah.
Sounds like something my Spotify rap would have AI generated to tell me. But I love that. Love you guys coming up with it, not Spotify AI generated.
Are you a pink? What is it? Pink Pilates?
I have no idea what mine were. They were so
Pink
stupid.
Pilates princess or whatever. Basically, if you listen to Chaperone this year, that's the one that you got. which I did, but I didn't get that one because I listened to way too much skateboarding mall goth.
Okay. If you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter at the one and only JDV, and I'm only shouting that out because I tweeted what I think is one of the funniest things I've tweeted in a while yesterday, and nobody liked it. I said, guys, should I take personal offense to the saying "good things grow in Ontario"? That is so funny. Fuck both of you. Fuck both of you. You both know I'm short. Fuck both of you. That is so good.
Joe, I hope
validation I get.
I hope you know that I did see the post.
I didn't like it. Fuck you. Come on. You didn't even chuckle when you saw it.
I didn't. No, you know who would love that joke though? Is my dad. So I will let him.
Your dad would. Tell George to follow me.
I will. I'll tell George to follow you.
Tell George. George also, like, we wanted to have George on an episode. He was supposed to come up and then he flaked at the last minute, like a year ago. Like, tell George.
He didn't flake. He got busy.
He flaked. We love George. But yeah, I'm over there. I'm on Instagram at the one and only JDV. You can also find me JDV_11 on Letterboxd, where I've actually moved all of my movie reviews to, because as I mentioned, people didn't like that I didn't like Deadpool and Wolverine, so I stopped posting movie reviews on Facebook, and everything's on Letterboxd now. So go check out my Letterboxd. Yeah, if you want to follow the show, we're on Instagram at 21st Century Cinema. We're on Twitter at TFCC Podcast. I guess we'll also make the switch to Blue Sky when Noah tells us to. And you can find both ways on Facebook by searching either of those usernames. You can email the show, like I said now. It is joe@shutupjoe.com or tfcc@shutupjoe.com. Everything being hosted under the Shut Up Joe brand and URL, because we were gifted that URL, and it's a $1,500 USD valued URL, so we're going to fucking use it. Yeah, I'll be honest. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in the new year when we break down the Oscar nominations that Jamie and I will have seen, and Noah will still have no idea what's going on.
I watched so many last year. I saw like a whole bunch of them, and I was really upset that Scorsese's movie did not win. There you go.
That's your take?
Sure is.
I forget what won last year.
Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Right.
Mad about that one too. Alrighty. Have a great one, everyone. Thanks for listening.